What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be diving back into the Kanto Cup for Go Battling. We're going to be bringing my favorite Pokemon of all time. That's going to be Alolan Marowak, the GOAT, and we're going to be bringing Fire Blast as well. Fire Blast is a fantastic charge move. You guys have seen it run here on the channel in previous seasons, and we're going to be bringing it back today. And we're going to utilize it on the Safe Swap with Hex, which is a fantastic fast move to gain energy very quickly, and also that Shadow Bone, which is a legacy charge move from the Alolan Marowak Raid Day. We're also leading with Lapras with Ice Shard, Skull Bash, and Surf. Ice Shard is Legacy. And we have Hypno in the back with Confusion, Shadow Ball, and Thunder Punch. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team and these battles. Have you guys been landing any Fire Blasts recently? And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's go ahead and get right into the battles. Alright, getting into this first battle here, let's see how it goes. We're going to have Lapras on the lead, a very strong lead against this meta, and we'll see what they decide to lead with. So it's Lapras versus Blastoise on the lead. Pretty positive matchup for us, considering that we are going to be resisting the Water Gun and Hydro Cannon here from Blastoise, but you just have to watch out for Skull Bash. Blastoise does have access to that move, but this was way too quick. This is definitely just going to be a Hydro Cannon. We do resist that, which is great. Now we're going to be going for Skull Bash here. Definitely does massive neutral damage in the matchup, which is also why I recommend you guys run Skull Bash and Surf. It gives you fantastic coverage on the meta and allows you to fight back against a lot of water Pokemon because of that Skull Bash. Now they swap out into Wigglytuff, so we're going to go ahead and go into Alolan Marowak right here, and you guys all know what's coming. That Fire Blast is going to be landing. It's going to be beautiful against the Wigglytuff right here. Does heavy neutral damage in the matchup, but we're also going to learn something as well that you guys can take away for your own battle. So we land the Fire Blast right there, which is fantastic. Now, because Wigglytuff is a normal type Pokemon, Hex is resisted, so you guys actually need to shield the charge move right here and look to farm down. You guys are going to get so much energy, but sadly, Charm versus Hex, we're going to be taking each other out at the exact same time. That is definitely unfortunate. So we're going to go ahead and bring back in that Lapras. Hopefully they bring back in the Blastoise. So let's see what happens. So we're going to bring in the Lapras, and they do bring back in the the Blastoise, which is completely fine. We're not going to shield right here. We're going to look to swap now into Hypno because all the energy now is wasted on Blastoise. We're going to try to swap back in and get ahead on energy. We are going to see Alolan Muck now come in, which is super effective damage to the Hypno, right? Those dark type moves, Snarl and Dark Pulse. Thankfully, we have two shield advantage, or two shields right here, I should say, which is definitely a huge positive for us. So we're going to be going for Thunder Punches right here. Does neutral damage in the matchup. It's just going to be chipping away the health, and hopefully we can close this game out. So we're going to go ahead and land that Thunder Punch and just pray we can get to another charge move, which we can right here, which is great before they get off that the next Dark Pulse. So Thunder Punch now coming through, again doing neutral damage. Maybe we get a shield. We do get a shield. That's fantastic. Now look at our switch clock. It's coming back up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shield this charge move right here and swap right into Lapras. I think I'm out of Surf, or very, very close. So we're going to swap into that Lapras, and sure enough, we get off the Surf just in time before they can pull the trigger on Dark Pulse, and this is going to do enough neutral damage to take out the Alolan Muck. That is huge for us in this matchup. So now Blastoise is going to farm us down, which is very unfortunate because it's going to get quite a bit of energy, but thankfully we have access to Thunder Punch. Now they get off a Hydro Cannon, and right here, this is why Hypno is such a strong, bulky Pokemon. It can take that Hydro Cannon like a champ. We're going to be going for Thunder Punch now. Does super effective damage in the matchup, but is it going to be enough to KO? No, barely not enough. So now it's going to be Confusion versus Water Gun, and we are going to be able to finish off right there with 1 HP in a Dream. Very good battle. All right, moving into the next battle right here. Let's see how this one goes. Ooh, landing that Fire Blast was great, but we're going to definitely learn from that mistake in this next matchup. You guys are going to see that. We're going to commit that shield and farm down, and things just, oh, it's so beautiful. So let's go ahead and move into this battle. We have Lapras on the lead versus Alolan Sandslash, which started pretty late, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. This matchup is pretty decent for us. We're going to be doing neutral damage with Surf, and it's actually going to be chunking quite a bit of health here from Alolan Sandslash. Plus, they're going to have to throw a Bulldoze to do any kind of damage to us, or a Gyro Ball, but I imagine it's just going to be Bulldoze. We don't need to shield. That's what's great about Lapras. You guys can get shields on the lead without having to shield yourself. So what we're going to do is go ahead and throw this Surf right here. I imagine this is going to be getting the shield from our opponent. And then we're going to swap into that Alolan Marowak because, one, it's definitely going to be threatened. The Alolan Sandslash, plus we have shield advantage, and they're going to swap in a Wigglytuff again. So what did we learn from game 1? Fire Blast does a lot of damage, right? But we cannot survive if we decide not to shield. So what we're going to do is commit our shield. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Fire Blast right here. Again, does massive damage in this matchup. And now we know, okay, we have to shield ourselves. So we're just going to commit to that farm down. We're going to throw up this shield this time. And we are going to get so much energy here on Alolan Marowak. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So we're going to shield that Ice Beam, commit to the farm down right here. And we're basically going to come out of here with 2 Shadow Bones ready to go and then some. We're at 100 energy. This is beautiful. We'll likely see Alolan Sandslash come back in or something in the back. Let's see. We are going to see the Alolan Sandslash come back in, so we're going to go ahead and go for Shadow Bones. Back-to-back Shadow Bones, we are good to go right here. So this first Shadow Bone will be getting the shield from the Alolan Sandslash, and we sadly cannot win the CMP tie for the second one. So we're going to go ahead and let the Alolan Marowak go down. I want to get energy and have shield advantage for our Hypno in the back. So we're going to go ahead and bring back in that Lapras to the Alolan Sandslash right here, and then we do see a swap into a Hypno Mirror, so now we're going to go, or we see a swap into the Shadow Hypno, we're going to go into the Mirror now. Charge move now coming through. Wasn't counting correctly, so I'm going to go ahead and shield just in case it is a Shadow Ball, but it was just a Thunder Punch. That's unfortunate. But we are going to be able to get to the Shadow Ball in time. Our opponent is unshielded, which is really, really solid for us because the Shadow Ball does super effective damage. Again, why you want to run Shadow Ball on Hypno for the mirror matches, for other Psychics, for Alolan Marowak. It's definitely very strong in this meta. They get off another charge move. I'm guessing this is going to be Shadow Ball as well, but thankfully, it's just another Thunder Punch, which is fine. We're going to be able to commit to that farm down. We are going to see the Alolan Sandslash come back in. We're going to go for the Thunder Punch right here. Does neutral damage in the matchup. Not sure if this is going to be enough to KO. It barely is not, but that's okay. We're going to be able to Confusion down. We still have our Lapras in the back. Things are looking good. Ice Punch is now going to come through, but it's not going to do enough damage to take us out. Basically, we're going to be able to finish off with fast moves alone. So that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. Let's go ahead and move into the next one here. So yeah, definitely a lot better in that Wigglytuff matchup in the one shield. When you land that Fire Blast, just throw up that shield. I know it's not an optimal shield, but you get way too much energy on the back end. So Lapras versus Shadow Aerodactyl. This is deadly. I had flashbacks of the Flying Cup. This thing's an absolute monster. It does super effective damage with those rock throws, but Surf and Ice Shard chunk back as well. So we do get a shield. Now I'm hoping maybe I can just completely farm down, but it's going to be a race, and we barely get taken out right there, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and bring in that Hypno. I do not want to get any damage on that Alolan Marowak. We get a Confusion off. We're going to go ahead and shield her here. Got to respect the damage coming from the Shadow Aerodactyl, and then we're going to be able to farm down right there. So one shield situation, we're ahead on energy, and we are going to see a Mew come in. So this is definitely deadly, right? Mew can break apart the Hypno and Alolan Marowak core if it can land the charge move, so we got to be careful with this right here. We built up the Shadow Ball, now going for Thunder Punch, we get a shield. That's solid for us. Now what I'm going to do is let it throw its energy. If this is Wild Charge, so be it. I'm going to swap instantly into Alolan Marowak after this charge move. So it was Wild Charge. We swap right away into Alolan Marowak, and they swap into Clefable, and we have Fire Blast ready to go. They have no shield, so here comes another Fire Blast, and this is why Fire Blast AWAC is just so deadly against the meta. Kaboom! Takes out the Clefable, and now we're going to see the Mew now come back in because of our Hex and Shadow Bone. We're going to be able to take out this Mew. We're going to go ahead and shield this right here, whether it's whatever charge move it is, we got to shield it, but we are tied on the CMP for Shadow Bone, so we're going to be going for that. This is going to be doing super effective damage to the unshielded Mew and be able to win this matchup for us. So very good game to our opponent, but again, Alolan Marowak blasting our opponent. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. Alright, this next battle, let's see if we can land another Fire Blast right here. We have Lapras on the lead versus Lapras on the lead. Shadow Lapras as well with Water Gun. Very interesting. That Water Gun really helps out against Pokemon like Alolan Marowak. Could absolutely shred us. So what we're going to do is go for that Skull Bash right away. The Skull Bash does massive neutral damage in the matchup. It's going to be boosting our defenses, and we're going to look to save our shields for the backline. So we get a shield from our opponent. Okay, I was really hoping to land that actually, but that's alright. We could have gone for a shield bait there. We're going to go ahead and let this go through. It's just going to be a Surf, which is good because that is definitely resisted, and hopefully we can get to another Skull Bash in time. Now they are throwing their energy again. I'm guessing this is just going to be another Surf, which is going to be fine. We can survive, and it's just going to be a race to that Skull Bash right here. So hopefully we're super close. Can we get it? No, we cannot. It's going to be another Surf. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. And please, we survive. Can we get to the Skull Bash? No, we cannot. We go down with the Skull Bash ready to go. That is very unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Hypno right here. And this Lapras is absolutely shredding. Water Gun, Shadow Lapras right here is shredding teams. We don't shield as well. That does way too much damage. Probably could have shielded right there. But we're going to go ahead and save our shields for Alolan Marowak, put our hope and trust in the GOAT, and we're going to go ahead and go for this Thunder Punch. Takes out the Lapras, which is solid. Let's see what they have in the back. Alolan Raticate. It doesn't matter how much faith you have in Alolan Marowak. If there's an Alolan Raticate on the other side, it doesn't matter. Let's see if we can get to this Fire Blast in time. That's our only hope and prayer, right? Is Fire Blast. This is why we have it. It does massive neutral damage against those dark and normal types. So we're going to go ahead and go for this Fire Blast right here. We are praying, please, Alolan Marowak, let this Fire Blast be enough damage. And it lands, but it's nowhere near enough. We get absolutely shredded here. So good game to my opponent. They had Alolan Raticate, which shreds my backline because of the typing there of Dark and Normal with the fast move of Bite. Absolutely shreds the Psychic Ghost backline. So that's going to be a good battle. There's nothing I can do. GG's to my opponent. All right. We landed the Fire Blast, though. That's what's important. But that's a moral victory right there. Oh, moving into the next battle. Bit behind right here. Okay, we have Lapras versus Alolan Graveler, which is bad, and we actually both swap at the exact same time into Hypno, which is unfortunate because I could have waited and gone into Alolan Marowak since they decided to swap, but knowing that they have Alolan Graveler in the back is very troubling because it breaks apart the Lapras Alolan Marowak core, which is definitely tough. Now we're going to go ahead and go for Shadow Ball right here. We land it, which is fantastic, and they just went for Thunder Punch, which is fine. So we're going to go ahead and build up to Thunder Punch. We don't win CMP tie, which is unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and shield right here, I think. No, we let it go through. It's just going to be another Thunder Punch, and we go for our own Thunder Punch right here. It's going to do neutral damage in the matchup. Hopefully we get a shield or take it out. We're going to undercharge it as well to get some extra energy in case they do let it go, which means we can get 2 confusions off right there. That's huge. The undercharge is very, very important, and now we need to try to apply a lot of pressure to the Alolan Graveler that's likely going to be coming back in. So it does come back in. We got to race to this Shadow Ball right here. We have to either land the Shadow Ball or get a shield. We cannot go with landing a Thunder Punch. That would not bode well for us, so we're going to go ahead and go for that Shadow Ball. We get the shield, that's fine. I swap now into Lapras, so I can save my Hypno for a sack swap, potentially endgame. We're going to go ahead and let the charge move come through. It's just going to be a Rock Blast, which is fine. I need to get to this Surf, and it's going to be a Venusaur now coming in. This is a massive win condition for us. You guys know Venusaur is only going to be doing resisted damage to our Alolan Marowak, so as long as I can chunk as much health as possible and possibly get to another Surf, but we can't, so we're going to go ahead and let this go. We're putting all our faith into Alolan Marowak right now. We're going to be resisting the Frenzy Plant and Sludge Bomb because of our Fire Ghost typing, and we have Hex. It would have been great if we had Fire Spin to completely farm down, but we have Hex right here, so we're just going to load up on energy. Alolan Graveler also has access to Stone Edge, Rock Blast, and Volt Switch as a fast move, so we have to be very, very careful with our shield usage, so we're going to go ahead and let the Frenzy Plant come through. We're going to overload on energy and go for Shadow Bone right now. I did not want them to get to another charge move. I have to throw energy right here to force them into a tough situation and a tough call. We take out the Venusaur, so now Alolan Graveler is going to come back in, and this is why we kept 2 shields right here. Volt Switch is fantastic at gaining energy, and we know that this thing had loaded energy, so we're just going to build up to 2 Shadow Bones right here and basically go for the back-to-back. We have another shield just in case they get to another charge move to protect us. Volt Switch only does neutral damage, which is huge for us, and we're going to be able to get to that Shadow Bone in time and take out the Alolan Graveler. So that's going to be a good game to my opponent. Definitely could have not anticipated, but waited to see if they swapped to go into our Alolan Marowak. That would have definitely been a lot better. But anyways, good game. All right, moving into the next battle here. Let's see how this one goes. We're going to have Lapras on the lead again, but let's see if we can land a positive matchup on this one. So we have Lapras versus Blastoise again. So similar to one of the first battles right here. Again, like I said, you guys resist the Hydro Cannon and Ice Beam, but you guys have to watch out for Skull Bash. It does massive neutral damage, and Blastoise does have access to it. In this meta, Skull Bash makes a lot of sense considering that there's not a lot of Grass-type Pokemon running around, and even if there are, maybe there's another Venusaur or there's a Shadow Victory Bell, there are a lot of counters to that in backlines with Hypno, Alolan Muck, Alolan Marowak, etc. So we're going to go ahead and let this go, and it is going to be a Skull Bash, which is very unfortunate. I should have read that that was probably going to be a Skull Bash. The defenses rose, and hopefully I can get to this Skull Bash in time. I cannot. So I think I'm going to go ahead and shield this Hydro Cannon right here. I need to chunk more health. Because the defenses are boosted on this Blastoise, Hypno can't really come in and take out this Blastoise without more health being gone, which is why I invested that shield right here. So we're going to go for that Skull Bash. We land it, which is beautiful. Our defenses are rose, so they're going to have to actually throw energy on us. This is fantastic. They could not farm us down because we could get to that surf in time, which means their energy is now gone. Hypno is definitely set up now to farm down and get a lot of energy. So we get 1 confusion, 2 confusions worth of energy versus a 1 shield and 2 opponents on the back end. Now Alolan Muck comes in. Again, very, very dangerous. Breaks apart the Hypno Alolan Marowak cores right here, but Thunder Punch does neutral damage, and we have Alolan Marowak in the back with Hex to gain a lot of energy. So we're going to go ahead and let this Dark Pulse come through. I know it's going to be doing super effective damage, but it will not KO, and hopefully we can get a shield from our opponent right here. So we're going to go ahead and go for another Thunder Punch, does neutral damage in the matchup, and I need to be prepared to swap right here because I cannot let that Alolan Muck farm us down. So we're going to go ahead and swap right away. They swap at the exact same time into a Shadow Hypno, which is beautiful for us because we have Hex and Shadow Bone. We're going to be doing massive super effective damage in this matchup, and we're going to be able to come out of here with a lot of energy to take out the Alolan Muck in the back. So now we just need to be prepared for that Shadow Ball, which means we have to shield this right here. Shadow Ball would one-shot us, Thunder Punch will not, and it's only a Thunder Punch, so that is definitely unfortunate. We're going to try to overfarm just a bit to get off another charge move. This is just going to be Thunder Punch. That was way too quick to be the Shadow Ball. Thunder Punch is barely not enough to finish us off. We're going to do 1 more Hex right there to get back-to-back Shadow Bones, but sadly, we are so close. We're actually 1 fast move away, so now it's going to be Snarl versus Hex. We get off 1 Hex and able to get to that Shadow Bone in time. This is going to be enough to take out the Alolan Muck, and that is going to be a good battle. Very, very well played to my opponent. And I believe that was the last one. Did I go 2 for 2 today? I think I went 2 for 2. That is the last battle right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about this team. Is Alolan Marowak something on your radar that you guys have been running? Have you guys tried out Fire Blast yet? I've used Fire Blast in open seasons in Season 3 and Season 4, and it is a ton of fun, and it has so much play in this meta with all the Charmers that we see, Alolan Mucks that we see. It just does phenomenal. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team and these battles, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.